What's up, guys? Welcome back to Newswave. Oh, I don't know what's going on. I guess we are really, it really is that time of the year. It's E3 season, or at least the build to E3 is just affecting everyone because announcements were everywhere yesterday. I mean, everywhere. If you missed one, don't worry, because I couldn't even include everything here in Newswave, and I'm about to lightning round some of these announcements before we even get into the main topics for today. So you know what, let's just get started. The SNK Neo Geo Mini did finally get announced officially by SNK. No release date or price was given, and of course we originally heard about this from Spawn. That was me, never mind. That was actually me. No, it was good to see it actually announced. There's also a Japanese version that I actually like a little more. They didn't even put, I don't think, a copy of all the games out, or at least some kind of, I guess, really paper or something that shows us all of the games, although I did take a look at the games prior and showed everyone, so I'm pretty confident, especially after what they announced that was the same thing I showed. It should be those games. That should be an issue. But they did finally announce it, so we have that at least out of the way for now. Crash Bandicoot, strangely, the insane trilogy that we know is now coming to everything other than the PS4, because it's been on the PS4 for a year now, to all systems, Switch, Xbox One, and then PC. They're moving that release date up, which is it's gonna be funny because it's gonna conflict with Wolfenstein, a bit with Ys 8 as well, although Wolfenstein can't seem to catch a break. Not that Crash is going to obliterate or anything, but they just can't get a day to themselves for like mainstream attention, because Crash is actually moving up. They announced this on their Twitter to June 29th. It's not usual that you see something like this. I guess maybe what I believe is happening here is they were waiting for an absolute date that they could release it, because it's probably been done for a little while now, but of course Sony has that exclusivity clause, and maybe it got moved up because of some issue in the contract or something, and they said, oh wait, we can move this up like a week and a half, so we're going to move it up a week and a half. So there you go. You don't have to wait as long for Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy on your platform of choice. I think a lot of people are buying on the Switch, but there are going to be a lot of people buying it on Xbox and PC. So that's pretty cool. That's coming up again, June 29th. We also found out about Inside Xbox, the third episode that's coming up May 17th. So next Thursday, they're going to have that, and this is going to be apparently centered around State of Decay 2, which makes sense because that's their next, I guess, quote-unquote big title, although it's $30, so I guess it's their AA title coming up. And then, according to them, breaking news will also take place during this event. It's too close to E3, I think, for anything big to happen, but they could definitely have a backwards compatible game launched, or maybe they do just want to put out one big announcement ahead of E3 to get people excited, because after yesterday, where there were some leaks and stuff with things like Wal-Mart, yeah, I can see that happening. Maybe they want to get out in front of it and say, here we go, guys, here's what's going on with Crackdown 3. We're going to show you some of the gameplay. We're not going to announce Perfect Dark here, but we'll show you Crackdown 3. It's possible, but we'll keep up to date on it. And of course, you guys will get all the details here after that happens. And then the strangest thing, maybe it's not strange, because they released the game previously on like the PS4 and things like that. PETA actually put out a free game on the Nintendo Switch. I'm not kidding. This game is called Kitten Squad. It's a top-down twin-stick action game, and it's what it sounds like. You play as a kitten and you go around freeing animals, liberating animals, I guess, and it's free, so you can just go download it on the eShop now. Sure, why not? So that's some of the lightning round stuff, guys. And now let's get into the big stuff. So 16 mystery Switch SKUs showed up in GameStop's system, and several of the GameStop employees were super excited, and they all showed it online. Social media accounts for Twitter and Reddit. Reddit seemed to be the big one because they took pictures of the papers kind of printed out and everything, and they were able to spot 16 of them, as you're seeing some of them here. And again, this is from Reddit, and I would go check it out as well. There is a link to this post if you want to check it out down in the description, because there is a lot of speculation, as you would expect, going on over there. So 16 of them. I also want to point out that this same occurrence happened before the Nintendo Rex in January and March, where a bunch of SKUs started popping up that seemed to match up with announcements, whether it was, Dark Souls Remastered was announced, for example, games we didn't know about, South Park, right? A lot of games that we had not heard about that were mystery SKUs showed up, and then they populated after those directs took place. And it's weird. Here's the weird thing. When they showed up for these directs, they showed up like a week before or something. It wasn't a month before. I mean, seriously, we're a month out from E3. So did all of these SKUs show up because of E3? Because it seems way too early for that, unless they're just getting them in there and they're like, you know what, we'll unlock them when it shows up. But that's not normal. So I almost had the thought, and it might be out there because E3 is still a month away, would Nintendo have a direct before E3, like a mini direct? Maybe these are like indie games that they're going to sell physically or something. Maybe it is bigger games. I don't know. It's weird to see all of these pop up with a month still to go for E3. I mean, I guess it's possible these are SKUs from unknown games for Nintendo Directs or for third-party announcements on their stages. Maybe Square has something to show or something to talk about, right? Bethesda, Ubisoft, EA. There's a lot of companies obviously showing up at E3, and there's a good chance that they're going to show up with a bunch of games for different systems like the Switch, and that's what some of these unknown games would be on the unknown SKUs. So really, it's anyone's guess. Maybe there is a direct coming up sooner and we're going to get some of this filled out, or maybe these are 16 unknown games from E3. That is a lot of games just in GameStop's their inventory. Keep in mind, they would not be keeping inventory of digital-only games, so indie games that might be announced at E3 wouldn't show up in their system. So as far as we know, these are 16 physical games, which would probably be AA or AAA games that are apparently showing up sometime between, we assume, now and E3. So let me know what you guys think about this and what you think could be showing up to populate some of these empty mystery SKUs, because it's E3 time, guys, so let's start speculating. Next up, let's talk about the new Battlefield, or at least the new Battlefield that we know is getting announced soon, that we haven't really heard much about otherwise from leaks, whether it's that people think it's going to be World War II, people think it might be Bad Company 3, it's all over the place. But what's really awesome, this is great by the way, is one, the community around Battlefield is unmatched. Some of the Easter eggs they found, whether it's like the Megalodon and just all kinds of stuff. And I think, honestly, I think EA and DICE, I think they just like hiding stuff just to let them find it, because here we go again, another crazy Easter egg. And I'm going to explain this because it really is crazy, the things these people are figuring out, because they explained it in this Discord image that you're seeing here. And what they say is, after completing the Isolment Easter egg, the ceiling pipes drip in Morse code, revealing the message EA.com/neverbethesame, which tells us that on May 23rd, Battlefield will never be the same. So a May 23rd announcement appears to be inevitable, and it appears to be, what we all believe, the new Battlefield. How insane is that, though? A pipe drips, communicates in Morse code. The fans figure it out, decode it, find a website, and then go to it. It's almost like that Bayonetta stuff. Remember where the achievements kind of hid a URL? But this is even crazier, because that means somebody recognized it as Morse code, transcribed it, and went to the website. That means that EA and DICE, everyone were smart enough to hide it. It's crazy, some of the stuff these people are figuring out. Seriously, go look up some of the Easter eggs in other Battlefield games, whether it's the Megalodon, I think there was like a UFO. There's so much crazy stuff in these multiplayer matches that this looks commonplace. I'm not kidding. Go look up some of the Easter eggs. Either way, later on this month, we're going to find something out Battlefield. Next up, let's quickly talk about NBA Playgrounds 2. We talked about this a month or so ago where they did announce it. I thought it was a little odd that it was the exact, like the next year, and it took them a while to get it figured out on the Switch anyway. I assume the second one will be much more smooth sailing, and it's coming out maybe sooner than a lot of people thought. It's actually coming out May 22nd. They made the announcement yesterday, and of course, it's coming to PS4, Xbox One, Switch, PC, and it's $19.99. This, of course, is the sequel to the 2017 title, NBA Playgrounds. Now, this is going to be cool for people who enjoyed the first one, because, of course, we would like to assume that the sequel is just going to build off of that one, maybe to get a little more in depth with some of the, I guess, the characters that kind of level up and things like that. And as long as the online, I guess, works day one, specifically for, like, the Switch version. Even the others had issues just in general. I guess because it was Saber Interactive's first shot at it or something. I don't know. They're giving everybody Shaq Fu, though, so, you know, there's that, which I believe is coming out sometime later this year as well. We'll see. But yeah, there you go. NBA Playgrounds 2 showing up May 22nd. Next up, let's talk about BlazBlue, because there was a really cool surprise for fighting game fans, specifically if you're a fan of the BlazBlue series. You might have gotten excited when you heard that it was showing up on the Nintendo Switch. I think a lot of people got excited for that because it was going to be, you know, obviously a hardcore 2D fast-paced fighting game on the Nintendo Switch, and a lot of people like that series. It's niche, right, from Arc System Works, but it's still a really good fighting game. It's very, very deep, obviously, and a lot of people like to try these out ahead of time, and, well, it looks like you're going to be able to, because they are holding a beta specifically for the Nintendo Switch, but they're also doing it on the PS4. I believe there had to be some kind of pre-order for the PS4 version to get into the beta. But for the Nintendo Switch, everyone's welcome. Anyone can go do it. Seriously, you can go on their site. They have instructions and everything. It should also be on the eShop at this point because it started last night. It started at the end of May 10th. So it was like, seriously, it was like 10 p.m. Eastern time they started the beta. So right now, you can go jump into BlazBlue as long as everything goes well. Hopefully, it doesn't act exactly like a beta, right? We'd like it to at least work getting started, but you can actually go jump in. Here's a chart that actually shows you kind of their schedule and what they have set up here. You can see they have the online demo playable by all, and that's the 10th to the 14th, 20 playable characters. Available modes include casual lobby, tactics mode, tutorial and practice only, and versus mode for the CPU. Then they also have an offline only demo with no end date currently, the 14th to sometime, 4 characters, tactics mode, and then versus mode for CPU. This is great. I'm pretty happy to see this. It's always cool to get a beta of some kind because it helps everyone. It helps them because they can do some network stress testing. And of course, it helps the people who are really, I guess, really into it because they can, of course, report bugs and send in anything that they find that may need to be balanced ahead of time. It just helps everyone. And of course, you get to try the game out for free before you buy it. So there you go. Pretty cool. I would go check it out. Again, that's BlazBlue. They're entering their open beta now. And in our last bit of news, let's talk about Minecraft, the Better Together update. The update's going to bring the Bedrock engine to the Nintendo Switch and the other versions that should have received it by now. Yes, it is happening sooner than you might think. Now, they also have a physical version, which you're going to see some of the key box art here. And this is Minecraft, the Bedrock engine confirmed for the Nintendo Switch for June 21st. It has that physical release coming. The retail edition is set at $29.99. The Bedrock edition, of course, is going to support all previously released content, and you'll also now be able to connect with players on other platforms such as the Xbox, PC, and they will also have achievements, which is pretty funny because there will be achievements through Xbox Live, because you do have to sign in through Xbox Live on the Nintendo Switch to play it, which is still weird to say out loud, but yes, that is happening. So if you're a fan of Minecraft on the Switch and you've been waiting for this Bedrock engine, there you go. You won't have to wait long, a month and a half now, June 21st. So that's a nice surprise for people. And if you have not bought it yet, you can pick it up at retail if you want a physical copy with a box art and everything. For $29.99, that's actually not terrible, and hey, there you go. You get a nice box and everything, so good news for Minecraft fans. And ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for Newswave today. If you enjoyed this video, guys, make sure you hit the like button. It really helps out. If not, hit the dislike. Leave a bunch of comments down below about everything we talked about today. I got to know about these 16 mystery SKUs, guys, for the Nintendo Switch. What are they? What do you think they are? Do you have an idea in your mind of what could be teased here and who could be announcing it? And do you think these are E3 announcements, or do you think there's a direct kind of brewing right now and maybe it'll happen in a week or two? It could be really weird to see that, but I mean, if there are that many games to announce, maybe they could do that, you know? I mean, jamming a lot of this stuff into a 30-minute direct, maybe that would be kind of difficult to do if they want to spend a lot of time on something like Smash Brothers and, say, Fire Emblem. So let me know what your best guess is on these guys, because this is going to get really fun going forward here in the next month or so. And then, of course, what about Battlefield? Where are we on this? First of all, are you impressed with some of these Easter eggs that are put in there to tease and kind of challenge some of the community? And what do you think here? You think this is World War II? You think it's Bad Company 3? Or they're saying never be the same again? You think it's going to be something that no one's even thought of yet? Thank you so much for watching, guys. Make sure you get subscribed to stay up to date on all things gaming and technology related. And I will see you guys on Monday for Newswave.